certain in Allah's promises. So by patience and certainty, you gain the leadership in the deen, the khilafah, and every leader must be patient. Must be patient.
Sheikh, and how about being patient with your enemies who are plotting against you? Is it helpful to be patient even with your enemies?
One of the strongest methods to defeat your enemies is to be patient. To defeat your enemies is to be patient. Allah Ta'ala in the Quran, He spoke about the plot of the enemies. He said, if you practice patience, the plot of your enemies and the scheme of your enemies will not harm you. وَإِن تَصْبِرُوا وَتَتَّقُوا لَا يَضُرُّكُمْ كَيْدُهُمْ شَيْئًا. If you practice patience, and if you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you practice patience and piety, their plot will not harm you at all. وَإِن تَصْبِرُوا وَتَتَّقُوا لَا يَضُرُّكُمْ كَيْدُهُمْ شَيْئًا إِنَّ اللَّهَ بِمَا يَعْمَلُونَ مُحِيطٌ. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is fully aware of what they do. So of course, patience is one of the strongest methods to challenge your enemies and to defeat your enemies. And that's what they say, إِنَّمَا الْحَرْبُ صَبْرُ سَاعَةٍ. The war and being a winner in the war is a matter of sabr, a matter of being patient. You are suffering and your enemy is suffering as well. But who of you will be more patient? So it's a matter of practicing patience and being a constant in your patience.
Jazakallahu khairan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us victory over our enemies and patience as well. Sheikh, we spoke on a previous occasion about being patient at the time of calamity. What is the reward if someone is patient at the time of a death of someone who is close to them?
Jazakallah khair. Because we always encounter this, isn't it? Subhanallah ta'ala, we find it difficult to practice patience. If someone close to us died. But let me mention to you a hadith. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam spoke about the person who remains patient when one of his close relatives died. He said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty, said in the Qudsi and sound hadith that مَا لِعَبْدِي الْمُؤْمِنِ عِنْدِي جَزَاء إِذَا قَبَضْتُ صَفِيَّهُ مِنْ أَهْلِ الدُّنْيَا ثُمَّ احْتَسَبَهُ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ. I have no reward for my believing slave if he remains patient after I take away his closest relatives on earth. When I take him away, if he stay and remains patient, I have no reward for him but Jannah. Subhanallah. So if any one of your relatives died and you stay patient, accept the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We all belong to Allah. We are all from Allah's kingship. All belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we shall all return to Him. Wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And you stay patient. You remain patient. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you no reward less than Jannah. Subhanallah. So it is a chance for you, if you are afflicted with any calamity or any loss of a close relatives, to stay patient, inshallah ta'ala.
Subhanallah. So Sheikh, when we are always taught to say to an individual at the time of death, عَظَّمَ اللَّهُ أَجْرَكُمْ. So may Allah magnify your reward. Is this the reward that is meant here, that you will enter Jannah? May Allah magnify your reward. The reward is Jannah. Is this what is meant here?
Well, the reward of patience is so huge. Okay? But when you say عَظَّمَ اللَّهُ أَجْرَكَ, first of all, this hadith is weak. It's a weak hadith. And the hadith says that Rasulullah said to people, أجرك الله وأعظم لك الأجر. It's a weak hadith, as Al-Albani said, but however, the reward for being patient is so huge. And I will mention one of the rewards and the virtues of being patient. And then I may mention more after the break, because we have a break now. First of all, the person who is patient will be given his reward without measure. Allah Ta'ala will reward him without any measure. Imagine anything you pray, Allah Ta'ala give you a certain reward. You give zakah, Allah Ta'ala multiply it and give certain reward. But when you are patient, He will have your rewards without measure. إنما يوفى الصابرون أجرهم بغير حساب. Indeed, those who are patient, they will be given their rewards without measuring.
Subhanallah.
Subhanallah.
What a beautiful reward it is. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll get back to this question straight after the break, bi'idhnillah ta'ala, Shaykh.
Inshallah.
Viewers, please stay tuned. We'll hear more about patience at the time of someone close to you passing away. So inshallah ta'ala, I'll see you straight after this break. Barakallahu feekum. Wassalamu alaikum.
La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.
Where truth is hidden, misleading quotations create confusion. Where truth is hidden, lack of knowledge and wisdom cause upheaval and commotion. Where truth is hidden, manipulated scriptures and twisted facts emerge. This very hidden truth creates false propaganda, mayhem, chaos, disorder, and turmoil in our lives and the world order. But is there anyone with courage and wisdom? What is the truth, and who has the courage to expose it? Because it's your right to know the truth. Right.
Watch truth prevail and lies perish in Truth Exposed by Dr. Zakir Naik. Every Sunday to Friday at 9 p.m. and repeat telecast at 7:30 a.m. UK on Peace TV. Dialogue. Discussion. Debate. Rebuttal. Conclusion.
Eliminate misconceptions about religion. Get enlightened.
Witness Dr. Zakir Naik in a battle of words in Crossfire every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. and repeat telecast at 12:30 p.m. UK on Peace TV. Behold the signs. Knowledge lost.
The ilm will be lifted.
The moon split.
And the moon is being split in two halves.
Adultery widespread.
That adultery will be something that is common amongst people.
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam no more.
Time that Rasulullah died, that incident was minor signs of the day of resurrection.
Nevertheless, all the prophesied minor signs will certainly herald the onset of the Qiyamah. Join Saeed Raghi in the minor signs of Qiyamah every Saturday at 4 p.m. and repeat telecast at 2:30 a.m. UK on Peace TV.
A friendly message by Dr. Zakir. Win over your enemy.
In this age of hatred and animosity, our all-loving Creator has prescribed the formula for winning over your enemy in the glorious Quran, in Surah Fussilat, chapter 41, verse number 34. Nor can goodness and evil be equal. Repel evil with what is better. You will see that he with whom you had enmity will become your close friend. Do not defeat your enemies, but rather win them over. Win their hearts and win their minds.
Peace TV, the solution for humanity.
The value of money in the hereafter will be measured by its proper use in the present.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا بيع فيه ولا خلة ولا شفاعة.
According to the glorious Quran, one of the best ways to use your money is to spend it in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by spreading His message of Islam. Peace TV is a non-profit Islamic satellite television channel that is primarily dedicated for just that cause, the proper presentation of Islam. It's a great choice to invest in it and a golden opportunity to purify your wealth in a way that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Support Peace TV. Send your zakat and donations to IRFI Al Ryan Bank, 47 Calthorpe Road, Birmingham, UK, B151TH. Pound account number 011-32301. IBAN GB49ARAY 30008301 132301. Sort code 300083. Swift BIC code ARAY GB22. Please confirm your contribution at support@peacetv.tv.
Support Peace TV, the solution for humanity.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Brothers and sisters around the world, welcome back to the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today we're discussing the virtue of patience, or the attribute that one will have if they are patient, inshallah ta'ala. Before the break we were discussing patience at the time of death and the reward that someone will have at the time of death. Shaykh discussed some rewards, but there are further rewards inshallah to hear from the Shaykh. Tell us please, Shaykh. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Let's speak generally the virtues of sabr. Okay? I spoke about the virtues of being patient if someone close to you died and you remained patient. Allah Ta'ala will give you no reward less than Jannah. You will have Jannah. But generally, the rewards and the virtues of patience is so huge. First of all, Allah Ta'ala will give you your reward without measuring. Imagine Allah Ta'ala will give you a reward without measuring. What a huge reward. إِنَّمَا يُوَفَّى الصَّابِرُونَ أَجْرَهُمْ بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ. Those who are patient will be given their reward without measuring. Secondly, if you are patient, you will gain the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are patient, you will gain the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which everyone is looking for. If you are patient, you will gain the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which everyone is seeking. Allah Ta'ala spoke about the patient people. What did He say? He said, وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ, and give the glad tidings to the patient ones. الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ. Who are they, O Allah Ta'ala? They are the ones, whenever they are afflicted with any calamity, they will say, الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قالوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. They will say, we all belong to Allah and we shall all return back to Him. So, O Allah Ta'ala, what is the reward? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the next verse said, أُولَئِكَ عَلَيْهِمْ صَلَوَاتٌ مِّن رَبِّهِمْ وَرَحْمَةٌ. They will have a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They will have a mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْمُهْتَدُونَ. And indeed they are the guided ones. They are the ones whom Allah Ta'ala has guided. So through patience you can acquire all of these virtues. A reward without measuring, mercy from Allah Ta'ala, mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and guidance from Allah the Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all of these things
Allahumma ameen.
and
Allahumma ameen.
enable us to become patient.
Allahumma ameen.
Sheikh, as you know, patience can be very difficult at the beginning of a calamity. When should someone be patient? Is someone not allowed to be patient at the beginning, or if someone excused if they're not patient at the beginning of calamity, or is that the time for us that we should be patient, or afterwards? When do we have to be patient?
Jazakallah khair. It's a really important question, Hisham. Jazakallah khair. Patience is at the time of the first strike, the first instance of the calamity, the first instance of the grief, the first strike of the grief. As soon as you hear the calamity, you stay patient. And this is patience. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the sound hadith, he passed by a woman who was crying over her son who died. And then he sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to her, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and stay patient. Ittaqillaha wasbiri. He said to him, you haven't encountered anything like me, so stay away from me. You've never seen something like this. You never encountered something like this, so stay away from me. And then she was later told that he is the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. She didn't know him. And then she went to his house. She was apologizing, saying, "Oh Rasulullah, I didn't know that you are the messenger of Allah. I thought that you're somebody else. I'm patient." He said to her, "No, patience is at the first strike of the grief. Patience is at the first instance of the grief. إنما الصبر عند الصدمة الأولى." So we should practice sabr as soon as we are encountered with a calamity. Afterwards, everyone can be patient. You can't do anything. After a few days from the calamity, everyone can be patient. If you lose your relatives, one of your relatives, after a month you'll be okay with it. But at the first strike, you need to be patient. And this patience, which you practice at the first instance, will enable you to gain that huge reward, which is a reward without measuring. Mercy from Allah Ta'ala, blessing from Allah Ta'ala, and you'll gain as well the guidance from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Indeed, you should seek refuge in patience whenever you encounter a calamity in your life.
Subhanallah. Sheikh, how about illness? If someone falls ill, do they have any reward for being patient at the time of illness?
Obviously, yes. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when he spoke about patience and the reward of patience, he said that people will be given rewards for any form of patience. And he gave an example. He Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that ما من مسلم تصيبه مصيبة. There's no believer who is afflicted with any calamity, regardless of his size. Be it the pricking of the thorn, or something more than this, even a pricking of the thorn, which is very small. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him for his patience. Even the pricking of the thorn. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him and will cause his sins to be erased. And Allah ta'ala will cause his sins to fall away from him like the tree when it sheds its leaves. Subhanallah. So you will have all of his sins dropping out from you, erased and wiped out, if you are patient at the time of illness. Okay? So that shows that we should practice patience even every matter in our life, especially at the time of illness.
SubhanAllah. So in other words, sickness is a cleansing for our sins, SubhanAllah.
Exactly. It is.
So therefore it's almost a bounty.
It's a bounty.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's a bounty. It is a process within which we will purify ourselves from sins. SubhanAllah. And we shouldn't say why we are falling in illness and we're falling in this. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who chose to let us go through this tribulation to purify us. To go through this tribulation to purify us. So we should accept Allah's decree and be patient. And in the sound hadith, إِذَا أَحَبَّ اللَّهُ عَبْدًا ابْتَلَاهُ. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves someone, Ta'ala will let him go under tribulation.
SubhanAllah. Sheikh, people may ask, they may say, what's the wisdom behind Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala placing tribulations upon us?
Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah. Let me summarize the answer in two reasons. The first reason is for us, whenever we are encountered with difficulties, to be distinguished between the believer and the wicked ones. Okay? To have to know who is the believer and who is the wicked ones. So it is for us to know this. Okay? At the time of tribulation, you will know the reality of people. Allah Ta'ala knows everyone, knows whatever we hide inside our chest. But for us as people, at the time of tribulation, we will know who is the truthful and who is the hypocrite. Okay? And also another reason behind tribulation, it is for us to return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tribulation is a reminder to us that we should return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
SubhanAllah, Jazakallahu khairan for that, Shaykh. It's such a vast topic that we haven't even gone into how to attain patience and perseverance. Our time is short. Inshallah ta'ala, maybe we'll do that on another occasion. Jazakallahu khairan, Shaykh. Viewers around the world, brothers and sisters, Jazakumullahu khairan for tuning in and listening. Inshallah ta'ala, we hope to see you on another episode of The Servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Finally, from me, Hisham Bello, your host, Jazakumullahu khairan. And until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I am a Muslim, Quran is my guide. I hear the calling of them, with it we unite. We are special only if we follow his light. The way of Muhammad, calling to paradise. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, we are your servants, Ya Allah. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam and dear viewers. Welcome to a new episode in our series Back to Basics. And we are talking about the nullifiers of Islam. And we have covered two so far. The first is the shirk, and the second one, setting up intermediaries between oneself and his creator. The third nullifier, which we will inshallah shed light upon today, whoever does not hold the polytheist to be disbelievers, or has doubts about their disbelief, or considers their ways and beliefs to be correct, has committed disbelief. This is indeed very dangerous. Whoever doubts the disbelief of the disbeliever, those whom Allah said that they are kafirs, they are disbelievers, and yet you doubt that. You find some Muslims today, you tell them, these people are disbelievers, they are kafirs. Said, Allahu A'lam. He's reluctant, he's afraid to say so, when Allah clearly said so in His book. So, man shakka fi kufr al-kuffar. If you doubt the disbelief of the disbelievers, you become a disbeliever. Because otherwise, you don't believe what Allah told you. Allah said that there are disbelievers, there are kafirs, and you say, I don't know. That means you belie Allah, you don't believe what Allah said. And by the way, the word kafir, I need to elaborate on it. Why a person is called kafir? Kafir is an Arabic word. What's the meaning of kafir? What's the meaning of kufr? Kafara means to kafar, just like to kafar in English. You kafar something. Kafara. Kafara al-fallahu al-habba. The farmer covered the seeds in the soil. That's why in Arabic, the word kafir means the farmer.